little side note, do not buy simple syrup. Hi, all you beautiful people out there. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. See, it's 5 o'clock here. Anyway, the reason I decided to do this show, or these little vignettes, is because for a few years before I really started making a living as an actor, I did what a lot of other actors do that are starting out. I bartended. And bartending is kind of like riding a bike. Once you learn, you never forget. So I've had friends and people I've met over the years, family members, call up or ask me, hey, you know, we want something special for a party, like a cocktail we've never made before, or hey, am I making this right? Kind of tastes funky. What's the right recipe for this? So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do this show and kind of show you my favorite cocktails, the way I like to make them, and you know, maybe it'll help you be creative in your own bars. And we're just going to have a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy it. Now, this one today is just a bar basics show. Of course, your most basic thing you're going to need is alcohol. And then once you have that, whatever you want to make, there's a few other things that are going to make your cocktail experience so much easier. So I'm going to go over those really quickly so you can buy these pretty much anywhere, any grocery store, liquor store, a department store. These are very easy to find. First thing you're going to need is a jigger. And I'm sure you all know what this is. They're everywhere. You can get these all over the place. This is a typical American style jigger. So the large end is a 1.5 ounce pour, and the small end is a 1 ounce pour. It's a measuring device, so you don't just throw a bunch of things into a glass and taste it and go, okay, this is horrible, what happened? This, you may have seen, this is called a Japanese jigger. The Japanese kind of reconfigured it, or rejiggered it, if you will, and as you can see, it's slightly different. It's more streamlined, so it's easier to pour. It's easier to get control over your alcohol going in here, so you can get more of an exact pour. Also different is the large side is a 2 ounce pour, and the small side here is, again, a 1 ounce pour. Okay, so that's the Japanese jigger. You can find these most everywhere as well. That's first and foremost. Now, to have a little more control over pouring out of a bottle, you may want to get some of these. I like them. Not everybody uses them. They're cheap. They're everywhere. You can find them. They're pourers. And of course, you can just pour, you know, you pour out into a jigger from a bottle just as is. If you don't want to get fancy, you know, do that. Sometimes it'll spill over. That's the only thing. So if you buy one of these pourers, they just pop right in here. And always remember, if you do use these, try to put your finger up here so that this doesn't come off. It controls the pour just a little bit. See that? You get more control out of that. Boom. Nice, even pour, no spillage. Okay? Not necessary, but I really like having these little guys. The next thing you must have is a shaker. You're going to use this all the time. What I like to do is, once I've shaken the cocktail, I take this off and I have a strainer. Again, you can get this anywhere. You just put that right in there and everything comes out a lot faster and a lot easier. I love these little strainers. They're very versatile. You can use them for all kinds of glasses. Like, say you want to use mix it up in a pint glass. Boom, you just do that. Comes right out. Isn't that great? Okay, the next thing you're going to probably need is a bar spoon. This is great for mixing, for stirring, right? And you've got your ingredients in there, you just stir them up, boom, boom, boom. Say you had it in your shaker, you have a whole bunch of ingredients, you can do it. If you don't want to shake it up, you can stir it. Anyway, this is a great little inexpensive thing you can have, a bar spoon. Next thing is this little guy. No, it's not to beat yourself over the head or to have a little mini game of baseball. It's actually a muddler. It's for muddling items like fruit or herbs for different cocktails. Say we were making an old-fashioned, okay, that you need fruit for your old-fashioned, so you're going to take a regular pint glass, or if you want, you can use a bar beaker. It's a little bit larger. If you want to get one of these, they're great. I love them, but not 100% necessary if you have a pint glass. Put your fruit in there, and then maybe you're going to put a little bit of simple syrup in there. By the way, a little side note, do not buy simple syrup. Why waste your money? It's super easy to make at home. You take 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, you put it in a saucepan, you melt the sugar, you cool it off, you pour it into one of these, you have your own simple syrup, and it's dirt cheap, so do that. Anyway, so you got your fruit in here, you got a little simple syrup in here, and then you're going to take your muddler and get out all your frustrations by beating up the fruit like this, see? And all that nice and happy. And then you pour your your bourbon in there. Oh boy, that's some good drinking. That's really all you need. You don't need all these things, but they kind of come in handy. And to recap, you want to have jiggers, one of the two, either one, both, whatever you like. A pourer, if you're inclined to do that. Definitely a shaker and a strainer and bar spoon, muddler, either a pint glass or one of these mixing beakers, and of course, your simple syrup that you made yourself. And that should do it. That'll get you started. And you know, just as many of these as you want, as you can do, and we'll be using them all throughout this series. If you have any questions, if there's any recipes you want me to do, if there's any questions you have or comments, please, please, please reach out to me, and we're gonna get started, and boy, are we gonna have fun. So remember, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.